Yeah. Let me show you a couple things.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, here's a photo of my dad. It's a nice picture. I don't know if you can
Oh,
see
that
it.
is a good one.
He's got his camera strap around him.
Right. What's his name? What was your father's name?
Ernie.
Ernie.
Yeah. Now,
Okay.
this is a picture he took. He took this picture. You know who this is, Kim?
Is it Phil?
It's Phil, Mr.
Yeah,
Wood.
I can't see it well because my picture is in the way.
Oh, okay.
My
Got you.
picture's in the
Yeah,
way.
so this is a picture later on in my father's life he took of Phil. And he was a big fan, as was I, of Mr. Wood's playing. Boy, what a
Do you know?
sound.
Well, let's get it going. I mean, since we started, we were talking about your childhood. How did you start playing music? And was the
Well,
saxophone the first?
it wasn't. I studied some piano. I guess I have to back up about the only musician in my family because I'm incorrect. My grandfather uh, was played the piano and was somewhat of an operatic singer. He was
Hmm.
someone who did it in a sort of mostly an amateur, um, pretty advanced amateur way,
Hmm.
and um, we I remember mostly he would come over to my childhood home and look after us, and my mom would have an opportunity to go and hang with her friends.
Right.
And my grandfather would sit at the piano and would sing and play, and it was mostly operatic songs. Um, I was encouraged to study the piano, as a lot of kids are and were, and hopefully will. And I wasn't a huge fan because most of my friends at the time were playing hockey,
Mm, right.
and it at times conflicted with the ability to go play hockey. So I played and I revolted. I said no, and of course I was a kid and I didn't have the full power of a revolution, if you will.
Right.
So my folks struck a deal with me, and I could play some hockey, but I still had to study some kind of an instrument. And at the time, this was, we call it grade seven. So
Hmm.
I guess we call it middle school in the US, junior
Yep.
high school where I was.
Junior high. Yeah.
We had just started band. And uh, I recall there was, there were some there were some sounds in the ether, in the public music sphere. Among them, uh, the music of our dearly departed Chuck Mangione.
Hmm.
So the trumpet and the flugelhorn sound was around. I recall that music on the radio and the like. And then also there was a song by a pop musician. I can't remember, but the song is called Baker Street. And it was a saxophone solo.
Oh,
Remember that alto saxophone solo in
yeah.
there?
Yep. British band, I believe.
Okay.
But I know exactly what you're talking about. I can't recall.
I remember those sounds
Yep.
among now in my household there was the music of Count Basie and of Duke Ellington, Ella, Sarah, Cleo Lane, John
Wow.
Dankworth. Um, so all of this music was around my home because my father would spin his records and have people over and hang out and listen to music. So if I was if I got the blessing to play hockey, I had to study something. So I ended up picking the saxophone, the alto, in junior high, and so my folks said, "Great, well you're going to have to take saxophone lessons." So they helped find a teacher, and I started studying the saxophone then. It wasn't serious, but I did take lessons from a fantastic fella named uh, uh, Pete Schofield, who was a British expat who lived in Toronto. He had a kind of a fairly successful jobbing band called Pete Schofield and the Canadians. And they made records, and they played a lot. And he also had a studio in his home, a teaching studio, and then also a bit of a rehearsal recording space.
Oh, okay.
And I remember a couple times I was fortunate enough to get the call at the last minute when I was a couple years beyond junior high to come to the Tuesday night rehearsal and to sit in. And I remember that. So that's sort of the beginnings of me playing the saxophone.
Hmm. Hmm. Was there any, your grandfather loving opera and classical music, and your father seems like he loved jazz. Was that your father's father that loved?
That was my mom's father.
Oh, okay.
And my father was someone who enjoyed who loved opera also.
Hmm.
Yeah, my father was a really incredible person, and someone who's when I think about my dad, he shaped a lot of who I am, of course, and my music and my musical aesthetic, and we would share music together. When I found something, I'd give it to him, and he'd check it out, and he would always fully investigate something before he made a definitive decision for himself, whether it was for him or not.
Hmm.
And I really appreciate that. He'd check some stuff out, and like if it was music or what have you, he'd do a deep dive, and then he'd make a decision.
Hmm. Whether he liked it or not.
hmm
Yeah.
Whether he thought it was of value to him. Now,
Right.
if it was of value to others, he saw that as something that he should kind of lean into to see if that was something that was something for him. He never, I don't think he ever judged other people's thoughts on what was of value, just in general things,
Right.
and then in music especially. If and the bebop was something that was not my father's first go-to stuff. He was Louis Armstrong, Duke
Hmm.
Ellington
Okay.
were really two of his most treasured musicians in American jazz that spoke to him.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
Now he was someone who was exposed to the other styles of music, and as we'll get into, was at the epicenter of one of the great concerts of more modern jazz during his time in the 1950s, the concert at Massey Hall.
Yeah, I remember you saying that he was at that concert.
Yeah, and
Um,
I have some things that I brought to my office that I can show.
yes, I want to see those. I remember when we talked earlier.
Mhm.
I am very excited to see those pictures and stuff. So your father was a photographer, right?
My father was the definition of kind of a success story. He, from all accounts, wasn't the best student in high school. Um, got a job in the mailroom for Shell Canada, Shell Oil. Worked his way up into basically, and went to university at night while I was a very youngster to get a
Mm-hmm.
degree to further his career.
Mm-hmm.
He ended up uh, basically he was in sales and also kind of did the job as an engineer.
Oh, wow.
Um,
Okay.
Now, all along, he had a tremendous love for music, and was one of those people that you'd see on the scene. He would go out. He was out checking the music out, and then he got into photography, black and white photography, and shot
Mm-hmm.
a lot of really terrific pictures of American and Canadian jazz musicians in the Toronto when they visited and played in Toronto.
Right. Right.
Um,
Right.
and I have some pictures kind of behind me, and then I have some here that I can show everybody too.
Yeah, I'd like that if whenever you're ready to share.
Let
Well,
me show you some pictures.
let
Kim,
me
Yeah.
let me just interject and say it
please.
sounds like your father was very thoughtful.
He was very thoughtful. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think he was. Um, yeah, he was. He was caring and
yeah.
thoughtful, and always uh, took time before he made decisions, I think.
Well, how wonderful for you that he was that nurturing. You had that background.
Yeah, as a kid, you probably don't appreciate those things as much as you do as an adult.
No, you have to get
Hmm.
older.
Yeah, but I do appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, let me show you a couple things.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, here's a photo of my dad. It's a nice picture. I don't know if you can
Oh,
see
that
it.
is a good one.
He's got his camera strap around him. Um,
Right. What's
uh,
his name? What was your father's name?
Ernie.
Ernie.
Yeah. Now,
Okay.
this is a picture he took. He took this picture. You know who this is, Kim?
Is it Phil?
It's Phil, Mr.
Yeah,
Wood.
I can't see it well because my picture is in the way.
Oh, okay,
My
got you.
is in the
Yeah,
way.
so this is a picture later on in my father's life. He took of Phil, and he was a big fan, as was I, of Mr. Wood's playing. Boy, what a
Do you
sound!
know where that picture was taken? Is it
Uh,
in Canada? Do you think that was he came up to Canada and
well, he did come up to Canada. This, I think, was maybe in the UK.
oh, okay.
Um, Now, there's a couple pictures here that I found that are really beautiful. This is Earl Hines.
Oh, wow.
Look at that!
What's that smile?
What a
Yeah,
smile, right?
Yeah, that's a great picture.
It's a wonderful photo.
absolutely.
And all of these is like you said when musicians came to town, did he go to the States and at all? And
Yes, but these are all from clubs in Toronto.
okay.
Many of these shots are from I think a place called the Georgia Spaghetti House.
Oh, all
It was
right.
a club in the 70s and 80s and 70s and 80s, I believe, in Toronto. And I recall that was that was the first place that you go for dinner and you'd hear the band,
Right.
um, and that was the first place that I recall going to hear small group jazz.
Hmm.
And I was thinking about 13, and we heard Scott Hamilton,
Oh, wow.
tenor saxophone
Okay.
player.
Yep. Yep.
And I recall the next day, I had just got a tenor at that point. Maybe I was 14. I got that. My folks got me a tenor for Christmas. Maybe it was a student model horn. I remember, and all day I was in my bedroom trying to recreate Scott Hamilton in my brain, and I was very unsuccessful, but I had fun.
Hey, that's where it starts.
Right.
You know.
Uh, I think this is Jay McShann.
Oh, wow. That's a good picture.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Let me show
excellent.
you. Uh, my dad loved piano players, as you can tell.
Yeah, there you go.
Teddy Wilson.
Oh, wow. He has all the piano players. I see there.
Right.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Um,
So
and
did
then,
he ever get a chance to talk to some of these musicians?
oh
He
yeah,
taking the pictures.
yeah. He'd rap with them.
That's good. He has any
Yeah.
stories that he shared with you?
Not really. No. Um, no. And in fact, um, I knew about his autograph books, but I didn't know a lot about them. And
Hmm.
when he got sick, um, he at Christmas he gave them to me. This
Oh,
was he got sick for about a couple years before he passed. But at one of the Christmases, he gave me his autograph books, and that's where my very long association, far, far away with your stepdad, Kim, Mr. Parker, comes into to play, because my dad, of course, was at the Massey Hall concerts in Toronto, that incredible concert from
Mm-hmm.
1953, and at that concert, my father went backstage, and I was told at his celebration of life by one of his pals that he told your stepdad, Mr. Parker, that he was wearing a smart tie. Now, now, then I was told. Sorry for moving out of the camera. Then I was told that Charlie gave it to my father. Now I have no knowledge of that other than that story. But in the autographs my father gave to me, because there are two of them, he told me there were three, but he didn't know where the other one was. So in these autograph books, among the autographs, and I'll show you a couple of them here, is it backwards?
Oh no! Oh, was that
Okay.
Bird's autograph?
It says, "I remain, Chaz Parker sax."
Yeah.
Wow.
That's on your album.
Yes, and I included a photo of this in a record that I made a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
in this autograph book, there are this particular one is incredible, because we all know who that person is.
I can't see it because my picture's in the way.
Yeah.
Pops,
Oh wow! He got some really good autographs there.
in the
Louis
same book,
Armstrong.
Louis Armstrong.
Right.
There's another one. Uh, um, Sid Bechet,
Oh wow!
Wow.
Man.
right? And then in the same book, if I can find it, I don't know if I can. I try to not put too many fingers on this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
James P. is in here. James P.
What?
Johnson, father of
Really?
Strike. Yes.
So, where did he see him? Do you know?
And this is all Toronto, so I
Right.
don't. But it
Wow.
had to be before 55.
Right.
Here, Rex Stewart.
Wow. So your dad carried that book when he went to these
Crazy, right?
shows. Yeah, he carried that book with him every time he went, and he seems like he was at all the big shows.
He was pretty busy.
Yeah.
Here's
Mm-hmm.
one. Here's the second autograph book. I'll just show you the camera real briefly. The autographs in this book are dated, and most of the lists here are from a venue called the Palace Pier, which is a dance hall in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
And so my father was pretty busy hanging out in 1945, because this book here. Down there is the listing of the Fletcher Henderson Band, February 13th, 1945.
Hmm.
There's the band. Uh, um, Here, Jimmy Lunsford, and it's dated
Right.
1945.
Wow.
Yeah, and then the whole band. These are incredible archives. And I guess my father saw Lunsford twice that year, because his is August 13th, 1945. Look at that signature,
That's beautiful. That's
isn't it?
art. That's
Yes.
art.
Yeah. So I have these incredible books that I keep in a place that's secure, but also available to me, so that I can share these with people like yourself,
Mm-hmm.
with my students. Um, and, at some point, some of this stuff is fading. Gosh, it's pencil from 70 years ago.
Right.
But I have them photographed. Most of the important or the big autographs.
Right.
Um,
Right.
you can't take this book and parse it out and save it that way because this is unique stuff that's there. There are no other books that I know of that have Louis Armstrong's autograph, James P. Sid Bechet, and
Exactly.
Mr. Parker's autograph from Massey Hall, and the
Yeah.
same thing, you know. So they're unique and beautiful
They
and
are
amazing.
very, yeah. I mean, have you thought about donating it to some
At
archive? So, I mean, there are archives that know how to sustain that type of paper and so forth. Archivists,
Yeah,
you know what
so
I mean?
I'm in the process of doing a deep dive of thought on that. Um, I, if they weren't in my possession, then I wouldn't have the ability to show people too.
That's true. That's true.
So I'm torn about that. Eventually, this stuff has to be somewhere. Um,
Yeah, I
you
mean
know,
it's important stuff, you know, and it sounds like, you know, they knew your father, you know, to an
well,
extent. They were
maybe.
comfortable, well, they were comfortable in giving him their autograph, you know what I
Isn't that
mean?
amazing?
Yeah, you know, and not everybody is comfortable doing that type of thing, you know.
I've never seen
Um,
a musician give an autograph.
yeah,
It's
I
amazing
mean,
how accessible these folks seem to have been.
yeah, especially, I mean, Louis Armstrong's autograph is pretty important. You know what I mean?
My father said he
Um,
saw Louis maybe twice, two or three times, and he always got emotional when he talked about it.
hmm. Like what did he
Like,
share?
like he just it was important to him. The music moved him.
Hmm. In what way? Do you know?
Don't know.
Well, okay.
I mean, in a
Did,
positive way, but I
yeah, but I
don't
mean,
know
did he
beyond
say
that.
any particular
Not really.
songs? Did he
Not
any
really.
particular?
No.
No. Okay.
No. I mean, you know, gosh, I wish that I had the foresight to ask the questions you're asking me to him,
Right.
because I didn't. Um,
Right. Right.
but I,
Right.
but I do know. I do recall uh, when I when I went to college for music, I would be excited about being, you know, the new musicians or the new musicians to my ears, and I come home and I'd bring my collection of LPs and then CDs at that point to my
Hmm.
dad, and he'd be interested because he's like, well, I don't know much about that person, and then we'd go and check stuff out, and then he'd go, well, how about this? And so we'd
Right.
have this wonderful exchange of listening to music.
Right. How has he? I mean, how often did he see you perform? A lot.
Um, Not a lot, a bit. Um, he was alive for a couple of my records. The last couple, I think he had passed. He's been gone for about 16 years.
Oh, okay.
Um, so yeah, I got involved in music in school, started studying. I went to, uh, uh, um, I started actually becoming a little more involved in the quote unquote classical saxophone playing
Hmm.
as a high school kid. Um, I studied with a well-known saxophone teacher in the non-jazz tradition for a bit, a guy named Paul Brody
Sounds
in
familiar.
in Toronto, and then I also took a few lessons with Pat LaBarbera,
Oh, okay.
which were instrumental to this day. Uh, and then I went to university in Rochester, New York, at the Eastman School of Music,
Hmm. Okay.
and I felt pretty far out of my comfort zone and ability zone there. Um, a lot of great musicians, and I wasn't sure why I was able to get into that school. So I was concerned about that. But I was always trying to work really hard to better myself. And I do remember when I started playing the tenor saxophone, I sort of found a voice that I was able to play some things that I guess were in my head that I was trying to get out, perhaps more than the alto at that
Right.
point. But I still do and still really love playing alto. But my voice, I think, is through the tenor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Were there any other students there at Eastman that, you buddied up with that you may still be, playing with or communicating with? It's a legendary school.
I was fortunate to be there just at the very end of one of the great teachers there, Ray Wright, fantastic arranger, composer, director of the jazz ensemble. I also let me see. Now I'm going playing the name game and I'm losing it.
It's all right.
Bill Dobbins was one of my teachers.
Yeah, that name sounds familiar.
Piano player, amazing piano.
Yeah, yeah.
And I see him and have played with him, recently. He's still sounds remarkable.
Mm-hmm.
Some of my friends who were studying there, many of them are live in New York and are playing various and sundry things. The great John Hollenbeck is a Grammy winner, I believe, drummer, composer. He's actually he's in my country now, in Montreal, I think.
Hmm.
I have some great reed friends who are making their mark in the East Coast, the New York scene. Ben
Right.
Kono's a fantastic composer, doubler, great saxophone player. Um, yeah, so that off the top of my head, Tom Christensen is a really great saxophone player who's
Yeah.
pretty busy these days.
I've
Charles
heard him.
Pillow,
Okay.
fantastic. He teaches at Eastman now, but he also lives in the New York area, and is a very important and vibrant performer and composer. So there's a lot of saxophone players and other musicians who, when I was there, now are their careers are blossoming and they're doing great
Right.
things.
Right. Right. And when did you start teaching yourself?
So I went to Eastman, and then I decided I still wanted to study. So I ended up going to graduate school at the University of North Texas.
Oh, okay.
And so I went down to North Texas. I was there for a couple of years, and I had an assistantship, which was great. It was super fun. Got to learn how to teach a little bit, and got paid, and I didn't do a whole lot of coursework, so I ran out of money. But I also, the second year at the end, I got a call from an Eastman friend who had an opportunity for me, if I was interested, to go teach at a university in Canada for a year,
Hmm.
Brandon University in Manitoba. So I went out there for a year. I taught there. I was the saxophone. I taught flute and did some other things, and came back, finished up at North Texas, and then bounced around for a couple years playing music. I worked on some cruise ships, did a little traveling, and then I started teaching university in 1994.
Hmm.
Got a job at a state university in North Carolina called East Carolina University,
I've heard of that school. Yeah.
and did that for 3 years, and then ended up coming to Ohio.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
What was the music scene like in North Carolina?
Well, I lived in a small town. Um, That's a pretty bustling town now. The university's about, I think about 20,000 or so. So it was a small town, but a big college town. The folks I worked with in the School of Music, there was a jazz sort of cohort of teachers. So we ended up uh, playing a bit together, and we had a couple like local regular gigs that we did. So I got a chance to play with some folks who were, better than me, had more experience. So I learned a lot. Um, and then I would go to Raleigh, which was about 90 miles to the east, and I played a bit there. So it was okay.
Hmm.
A lot of driving.
Yeah.
The Midwest scene, Columbus, when I landed here, I found that there was, and there still is a very nice, vibrant scene, lots of opportunities to play.
Hmm. Hmm. That's great. And when did, in relation to your teaching, and when did you start recording, and how did that all come about?
My final year in North Carolina, I was awarded a North Carolina Jazz Composers Fellowship, which was it was a cash award that had very few stipulations, actually. I used it to make my first record. And by the time I recorded, I was in Columbus. So what I did was I used two of my great dear friends from North Carolina, and then some of my new friends in Columbus, and we recorded. The
Oh, okay.
record is called Momentum,
Right.
uh, and I don't know if I have a copy anywhere. Um, the Among the musicians was a trumpet player named Ray Codrington, who I worked with a bit in North Carolina. Ray lived in Fayetteville, and Ray was he was on um, he's on the original recording of Freedom Jazz Dance with Eddie Harris.
Oh, really? Oh,
The
okay.
record's called The In Sound.
Okay.
Ray lived in D.C. for a while. Used to play the Caverns,
Hmm.
and then he ended up moving back to his hometown of Fayetteville to look after his family,
Right.
and then ended his career in the North Carolina area. And then
Right.
one of the piano players was one of my colleagues, Paul Tardif, who was is a fantastic jazz pianist who taught at ECU. And then the balance of the rhythm section was guys in Ohio. So I recorded that in '97,
Right. Oh, okay.
and then a couple years later, uh, I had, I of course left North Carolina. Was um, I wanted to further my studies in a non-traditional way. So when I left my teaching position, I ended up getting a part-time position, and I would go to New York every month and started to study with the saxophonist Walt Weiskopf.
Oh, okay.
Walt is an Eastman alum. He's a Buddy Rich alum, and is a fantastic composer and performer. People might know his work now because he's been in the pop band Steely Dan for 10 or 15 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a great musician. He's a great teacher. So I studied with him and for a couple years. And the second year of that, I decided that I wanted to make another record. So he helped me along with the saxophonist who was a Eastman friend of mine, Tom Christensen. Tom helped produce my record from 2000 maybe, called Art and Architecture,
Hmm.
which featured Matt Wilson on drums. This is the first of my associations with Matt, along with the great bassist Dennis Irwin.
Yep.
Um,
Oh, I knew Dennis, yeah.
did you know Dennis?
Well, I knew him when I was in New York at that time,
Hmm.
yeah.
He was so gracious with his music and his time, and I was very lucky to have him in my sphere for a short moment. And then also a pianist named Bobby Floyd, who's from Columbus, who's a great, great pianist and organist. And then a guitar player named Pete McCann, who's a fixture on the New York scene and also, globally. He's one of the great guitarists and composers.
Yeah,
Both,
great
both,
album. I mean, we've been listening to it. I know I have. I'm sure
well,
Kim
thank you.
has too. Yeah.
Both Pete and Matt, they have been through lines in my recordings from that time period onwards.
Right. Right. And you have a couple of new projects, right?
Yeah, so I recorded again in 2007 with an organist named Tony Monaco, and that was a really fun record. And then in 2013, I made a record again with Matt Wilson, and then I got fortunate to be pretty busy doing many different things, but I was always writing, and I have a backlog of music that I wanted to sort of record and clear away and start some new things. And
Mm-hmm.
I had an opportunity. I made opportunities to record over the past year. So I have
Right.
two things in the can. One's coming out next month, and I'm
Oh, okay.
really excited about it. It's another organ record with a group that of fellas that I work with here in Columbus, and we've played together on and off for the better part of a decade, and we finally decided we need to document this. And this is I don't know if you can see
Oh, yeah, that's great.
that's the album cover.
That's
No.
Uh,
really good. I
there's
like
an
that a
artist
lot.
in Columbus who comes out to one of my regular gigs, Ricky Gonzalez. His son is a tenor player, and he did that stick figure, and he also did this painting of me behind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so that's the album cover, and that record will be out in it'll be out in September of 2025 of this year.
Okay. I mean, anything you want to share about how the process went? It sounds like it's a band in opposed to, say, putting some musicians together and working on it in the studio. It sounds like you guys actually work together and you have a sound of sorts.
Well, I think we do. We this band plays music uh, written by everybody in the band. So one of the great things about this record that I love is that we all contributed not only to the performing of the music, but also of the compositions we play on.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and the drummer Zach Compston and I are musical friends. We play. Zach is one of the house drummers of a long-standing gig that I do here in Columbus.
Right.
Um, the guitar player Tom Davis, who's a great composer, he and I we had for a while we had a really nice steady in Columbus for 6 or 8 months where we worked a lot of his material.
Right.
And then the organ player is also a great piano player. His name is John Eshelman, and he's a fantastic B3 player.
Mm.
Um, and so we know each other's playing. So when we went into the studio on a couple of occasions, we kind of knew what we were going to do because we already had done it. So there's a comfort level, and I think a communication that is nice in this record.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Very organic.
Yeah, we also record. This was on this record. We recorded This is where Miss Parker and I come together because you and Kim, you and I met a year and a half ago, I guess it was, when I was playing in
It was a year
my
ago May.
yes, a year ago May, when I was playing in Toronto. I'm fortunate to be playing a little more in my home city, uh, And I was talking about a song that I wrote that is based on the harmonic progression of your stepdad's song, Confirmation. The tune is called Bird Lives. And
Mm.
when I caught wind that you were in the audience, we came up, we talked a little bit. I was so excited to meet you, and we played the song, and it subsequently is recorded on this new record in an organ format. And then also
Great.
there's another record that I've made that I'll talk to you in a minute about, and there's a different version on there, which is a duo format.
Oh,
Um,
okay. What's the name of the album that's coming out?
so it's called For the Record.
Oh, all right, there it is. Okay,
Yeah,
you showed that earlier.
that's okay. I'll show it again.
Yeah, and that will be available on
It'll be
Apple
available.
and
Yes,
Spotify and all of that. Okay.
it's going to be available, and it'll be out on radio. It's going to be everywhere that I can get it myself, and a good company that's working on promoting it. Um,
Well, you know, I do some jazz radio here in the
okay,
Boston area, so I'll give you my
great,
address, and I'll make sure to play it on air. You know,
great.
I do
Thank you
some
very
stuff
much.
at MIT and
Hmm.
GBH, and so yeah, I'm looking
Okay,
forward to
great.
listening to it. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, Carrie Gaffney's going to be repping this record. I don't know if you know
Oh,
her. She does promotion, radio and print. But
yeah, it
I'll
sounds
make sure.
familiar.
I'll make sure and get you. And we're also, uh, I'm experimenting with the ancient but new format called the LP.
Oh yeah, 'cause
Uh,
say ancient and new. Huh?
yes, yes, it's both.
It
So
is. You're absolutely right. You're
we're
absolutely right.
printing. I have a limited pressing of LPs
Yeah.
as well,
Yeah, no, people are definitely getting back to the record. So
and
you
they're
say
also so there'll also be a the very ancient yet someone told me new version of the flying saucer thing called a compact disc too.
oh, okay. That is still uh, that's what we play on the radio.
Yeah,
We need CDs.
and you'll get
We
one.
don't have any. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So now you say you guys play regularly. What's the name of the place that you play with this
So,
band?
well, I do a few different things. With the organ group, we play sort of around the city of Columbus uh, and Central Ohio fairly regularly at a number of different places. One of the other one of the other sort of gigs that I do that I'm really proud of and that I feel grateful to be a part of is for the past 20 years, every Tuesday evening at at a place in Columbus called the Park Street Tavern, which now is a bar that has music. Uh, uh, it was a jazz club in the late 1990s, or yeah, the late 1990s, and then it was sold, and new owners picked it up. And when it was a jazz club, I played Tuesdays there. With every other Tuesday, it was me, and then a vocalist was on the other Tuesdays.
Hmm.
When the bar was sold and purchased by its current ownership group or fellas, uh, myself and another friend, we approached the bar and asked them if they were interested in carrying on some of the legacy of the bar from before. The owners liked music and they wanted music in the bar. They didn't necessarily know a whole lot about jazz, but they were interested in it. So we proposed a Tuesday night jam session where we were the house band, and then we welcomed people to join us. Fast forward 20 years, and the 26th of this month, August, we'll celebrate that anniversary where it's my house band. We play every Tuesday night, and we welcome students, we welcome professionals, folks from out of town, from out of the country, swing by. It's really great.
That's a long time.
It's a long time.
Very long
Yeah,
time. Yeah.
we have a
Yeah.
Thursday night here jam session at the Deerhead. I don't know
Okay.
how many years it's been going on, but it's been a long, long time. And we've had in a little town of Delaware, Water Gap here in
Hmm.
Pennsylvania. We've had the celebration of the arts. Excuse me. Every weekend after Labor Day, which is the second weekend in in September.
Hmm.
Uh, we've had a festival since 1978.
Wow.
Mm. Mm.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's still going on,
Yeah,
It's
that's incredible.
but
the
it's getting diminuted because almost everybody's died.
hmm.
So the scene is really gotten smaller. And I was gonna talk to you, and oh shoot,
Don't
I
worry
only
about it,
get
Kim.
3 rings.
Yeah.
I'll have
It's
to wait
okay.
it out.
Wait it
All right.
out.
I think that you have to have a partnership in any with this music. You have to have a partnership of with the people who own the venue. There has to
Well,
be
this
some
scene.
buy-in.
Well, we have the Deerhead Inn, which has been
Hmm.
is the longest running continuously running jazz club in the United States.
Yes.
In this little town, it's got a
Hmm.
stoplight.
Hmm.
That's it, and a gas station.
Yeah, that's
Um,
great.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
fantastic. It's
yeah, it
on the
really is.
border of New Jersey. It's
Yes.
Hmm.
I
across
am.
the
I'm fully aware
river.
of that beautiful club.
Yeah, it's a fantastic place. Anyway, it's up for sale because one of the owners has died, and it's just too sad for
Hmm.
the remaining people, and I don't know what's going to become of it. But at any rate, that's beside the point. What I wanted to ask you, I don't know if you know Irby Green, the trombonist.
Not personally, but I do know who I
Well,
know his work.
the name, yeah. Well, his son Jesse lives here, and Jesse and I have been friends for a long time, and we've recorded. Uh, 2 years ago, we put out 3 tunes, and we're getting back to recording again.
Great.
Um, we were talking recently. Well, he brought it up. He's very sad because he's and I wanted to talk to you specifically because of your father and the autographs and the pictures that you have and
Hmm.
everything. Jesse's very sad. He was born in 1971, so he's much younger than me, and you're much younger than me. Um, but uh, Jesse was brought up in with music. I mean, his his mother was a singer, and his father is a very famous jazz trombonist.
Yes.
And he was brought up with music, and he's very sad because people, even in the music world, don't know their history in jazz, and they don't know. I mean, they don't know Phil Woods. They don't know the name. They don't know who he was. You know, and
Well, our
and that makes that really disturbs him because he's a fantastic piano player,
hmm.
but he's got to think about well, where am I in this place in music? If
I think
these
that
greats can't be remembered, then where am I? You know.
well, that it's our responsibility, those of us who are around and playing this music uh, to help further the legacy of the people whose shoulders we stand on, for
Sure,
sure.
sure.
Um, and that's where the education community comes into play. And I feel grateful to be a part of that here, not only in the university that I teach at, but also in the nonprofit jazz work that I do through a place here in Columbus called the Jazz Arts Group of Columbus.
Hmm.
Um, uh, it's it's tough because this music is not on the top level of,
It never, it never
well,
has.
well, it never has been, and that's kind of where I'm, uh, kind of where I go with this. In some respects, there's always been an ebb and flow. It seems in my small knowledge of the big world of this music, uh, there's always been the downfall, or it seems like it's going away. This great American art form of which I'm such a fan, and I'm an outsider who's trying to just learn more about it as I live, and be a part of it. I'm grateful to be a part of it. I think we have a responsibility to share it with as many people as we can. Keep the names and the music of the people who were the great founders of this music, like your stepfather and also Mr. Woods. Um, uh, uh, we need to spread that through education, and um, and I know that when people are exposed to this music, I know this because it happens all the time. It happened this weekend for me. People who don't know anything about this music, they're exposed to it, and when you speak with them afterwards, they, for some reason, they like it. Well, we know why they like it, but uh, I think there's an ebb and a flow right now. There might be a bit of an ebb about with this music in certain parts of the world of our country, but it's still alive and vibrant in a lot of places.
Hmm.
And
Well,
um,
I think I have the only answer for it,
uh
and that is to only sing and play honest notes.
huh. That's good.
That's good.
That's
It's a
all we
hard thing to
do.
do.
Boy, that
It's
is
not,
hard to do.
yeah,
Um,
it's not an easy thing to
it's a
do.
wonderful. That's a wonderful thing to aspire to, and the way you said it, Kim, uh, is great. And I'm gonna.
That's all I can do. That's all can never do. Phil caught me singing a false note once, and I'll never forget it. I'll never
And what
forget
happened?
it.
What
I
happened when
sang
he caught
some
you? What?
jive note, and he caught me, and he let me know it.
What did
Hmm.
he say?
I'm still living with it.
What did he say, Kim?
He
How did
just
he
gave
let
me
you
a
know?
look, and he said, "I heard you."
Oh, wow. And what did you say after that? After he said, "I heard you."
I
What?
got
How did it?
shorter,
You got what?
shorter.
Oh my.
I shrunk,
Hmm.
and I
Well,
skulked away, and I'm still living with it. I'm living with the memory of singing a false note.
Hmm.
It was
hmm.
just some,
That's
affectation,
Hmm.
and he caught me.
that's interesting.
And
That's very interesting.
I never affected another note.
Well, that's a really terrific thing to think about. Not that part of it, but the idea only to play honest notes. That's
Yeah,
wow. That's a tough one.
I'm incapable of it.
Hmm.
I can't come out of me.
Hmm.
I like that idea too. I mean, it's it's art music, and like a lot of art in general, it's hard to understand at times. A
Well,
lot of people,
that's the way I grew up. That's all I heard was honest music.
Hmm.
yeah,
I didn't hear false music.
Hmm.
So I was bred into that all my life. I didn't hear false notes
Hmm.
ever. So
but you are.
I'm an exception, I know.
No, I mean, yeah, you're the exception. You're Kim Parker, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Well,
And
Kim was just a name. I mean, that doesn't mean
but
anything.
like you said, you were raised a certain way. I mean, you're like Pete keeps saying, your stepfather was Charlie Parker, and
Well, my
another
mother
one was Phil
had
Woods. I
I
mean,
had her before I had Charlie Parker, and let me tell you, she gave me a whole lot of stuff, and she gave me a whole lot of stuff after Bird died. She
yep,
Hmm.
gave me plenty. She gave me
yep,
plenty. My mother was a whole separate unit,
Hmm.
and people
I
forget
believe
about
you.
my mother, and my mother was pretty something.
No, I read her book.
She was,
I agree. She was
yeah,
a
she was
very
something.
unique person,
And she
very
had
unique.
ears.
Yeah,
She was Quincy Jones' copyist on the
there you
road.
go.
Hmm.
I
There
mean,
you
she
go.
Hmm.
Yeah,
she
that's but again, not everyone has that the musical upbringing that you had.
no
Um,
no. But I'm saying,
so
you know,
it's some people may think they're playing honest notes, and some people don't have.
oh,
I didn't have someone to say, "Hey, Jeff, you're not playing honest notes," like Phil Woods was able to point out for you. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Um,
yeah.
so,
Well,
I mean, jazz is
Phil was a wonderful teacher too. He was a fabulous teacher, and he was very patient and kind with his students, and yeah, people miss his teaching. He never taught me, but I learned through being around him, of course.
I'm sure you
right,
did.
right,
Yeah.
You
right,
know, and I
right,
sang
right.
at, at the when he played piano. I sang at the piano all the time with him,
Hmm.
and,
Hmm.
and uh,
Hmm. Hmm.
you know,
Amazing. That's amazing.
It is. It's really wonderful. It's
yeah,
wonderful. I
yeah.
mean, jazz is still at a point, and I think it's been there probably since the early '80s.
Hmm.
Because it kind of really peaked at around that time, and it's really, I think it's listening music. They put it in the background right now because they don't want to listen to it. But it's art. They're artists, and everyone. Well, not everyone. I won't go that far, but it's just it's not easy music to digest. You know, and like classical music, it's not easy music to digest, and it takes a certain amount of practicing, as we all know, to become good at it to the point where you feel comfortable to perform in front of people and things like that. So it was probably popular at some point in the 40s when it was dance music. But I don't know. I don't know how to fix. People saying, "How do you fix jazz?" And jazz is dead. It's like I don't know. I don't. That's above my pay grade, as they say.
Well, people
Well,
I'm
I
say
think
that
this music has always
decades.
evolved.
say it
That
again.
I said
this
people have
music,
been saying that for decades and decades and decades and decades.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
the music is the nature of this music is that it evolves, right? And um, uh, it's there's a slice of it that's for listening. Maybe you have to pay attention. Uh, then there's the social aspect to this music, It can be around when people are having parties. And there's a dance aspect to this music. There's a lot. There are many facets, even to a particular style or artist, that if you can get people's attention for a minute to lean in, they'll find something about it that they like.
Mm-hmm.
I know that for a
Mm-hmm.
fact.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so, our challenges with building audiences are constant, but I don't know if it's new. I do know that people who might be skeptical of what this music is, when they're immersed in it in an environment that's open and welcoming, be it at a concert or a club, or just spinning some sides while you're having a couple drinks with people, people will find aspects of the music that they dig. And hearing the music live and feeling the community that's involved in the making of the music on the bandstand, and also the energy that comes back and forth from the audience into the music, that's palpable to people who know about the music, but also people who aren't that familiar with what it is. And
Right.
I know that
Right.
when it's experienced at a reasonably high level, folks dig it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and people, it's still around for a reason.
Hmm.
And you have your new record coming out, and I'm excited to listen to it. Are you going to do any like touring with it, or any type of? Are you trying to get to this, tour around Ohio, or
Yeah, so we'll be
go to
doing
Canada?
some things in the next couple months here, uh, mostly regionally, um, and I'll be back in Toronto playing with some great Canadian musicians in October. We'll play some music off the record for that, um, uh, and kind of stay tuned for some more dates um, uh, with the organ band, throughout the fall. I think that um, there's a bit of a slow burn when it comes to putting out music. The music can help increase the opportunities to perform, um, and then the performing helps the music perform, and it snowballs that way. So I think that's
Right.
Right.
how kind of
Yeah.
how I'm viewing this particular opportunity. And then next year, maybe I can come back on and we can talk about this record that's going to launch in January. That's
Yeah. We
Yeah.
can,
really exciting.
we can come back in January and talk about it.
And there's
Um,
another version of your father's, the tune dedicated to Charlie on there. That's a totally different vibe, um,
hmm.
that I'm real excited about, the duo
Well,
version.
Do you have a
eh,
date for when you'll be in Toronto? Do you know?
Yes, I'll be back at the Harut Cafe where we met,
Yeah.
um, October 16 and 17,
Okay.
uh, Thursday, Friday.
I'm going to
excellent.
Canada. I'm thinking sometime in September, but I'm going to go to Montreal,
Excellent.
and I don't know if I'll go to Port Perry. Uh,
I hope you do.
I might. I don't know. I don't know because I've got to get a cat. You know, my neighbor takes care of my cat, feeds my
Hmm.
cat while I'm gone.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
Right.
I don't
We
know
got to
what.
look after our pets when we're not around. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
We're
don't.
all
I
pet
don't
people
know,
here.
I don't know how long I can stretch my
Yeah,
visitation.
yeah,
I
yeah,
understand that. I
yeah,
understand that.
yeah,
Yeah.
Um,
yeah.
it's been a real pleasure being here.